I think you can be interested in all beliefs, but do you believe there's one creator, one God, and one sustainer, and that this creator has created us to recognize him and ultimately worship him? That's the question, really, because you can.
I don't think
Why not? How do you believe? What are your thoughts on how this whole universe came together and how it's all come about? Have a seat. Come join us.
I'm interested in what people think and what people believe.
Okay.
I suppose.
I'm interested in what you think and what you believe.
I know the history of religion.
Okay.
And I know the history of many religions, not just about Islam and the Quran. I know
Okay.
I know the history of other religions, so I sort of know where the historical timeline comes from, if you know what I mean.
Elaborate. What actually do you mean? Because I would say Islam began with the beginning of Adam.
Well,
because we believe Adam taught this religion, this belief of worshipping God alone, and all the prophets and messengers taught this belief of worshipping God alone and submitting to God.
But basically, what happened was that when one religion became dominant over another religion,
they took on that religion.
They sort of took on a lot of the traditions, and a lot of the other ones of
they were influenced by
of previous religions and previous faiths.
Yeah, of course.
And Islam's it's not uniquely special in comparison to any other religion.
Okay, I'll tell you the uniqueness of Islam is that we simply believe in one creator, and others don't.
Well, until there was a time, if you go back long enough, there was a time where people believe in different pantheon of gods, and then and then what happened was, over a period of hundreds of years, I'm simplifying.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Over a period of time, there were some people believed in many gods, and then there were some people who only believed in one.
Agreed.
Who then believed in one god.
Agreed.
But what you find is that because there were loads and loads of gods, what happened was, the newer religions, they basically said, well, look, again I'm paraphrasing here, look, like there's all these 10, 20, whatever gods.
Yeah.
We only believe in the one God, so basically what they did was, they basically sort of like cherry-picked parts of those 20, 30 belief systems, and now they're saying, well, what we're going to do is we're going to believe we now only believe in like this one God, but the belief system of that one God is a part of the belief system of that God, and another part of that God. So all these, it wasn't 20. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
So all these 20 gods, they were basically cherry picked. So even though now they say we only believe in like the one true God, but a lot of their belief systems were picked up from previous.
Can you give me an example of that?
Belief systems?
Can you give me an example of that?
When it comes to things like, well, this is a perfect example, Christmas.
Okay, but Christians don't believe in one God. There's three.
Well, they do believe in one God.
But it's one God, three persons. But
it depends upon the Christians. There's some variations.
Yeah. But if we look at mainstream Christianity, mainstream Christianity believes in a Trinity, right? A triune God. But I'm saying as a mainstream Christianity believes in a triune God, right?
Three gods.
Yeah, but I'm saying as mainstream So mainstream Christianity, as it is today, believes in three gods in one, right? I'm saying that the original teachings of Jesus was one God. The original teachings of Abraham was one God. The original teachings of Moses, Noah, Adam was one God. That's it. You've said it a few times, Warren, and I just want to clarify one thing, that Islam did not start with the Prophet Muhammad. So when did it start? You know when Islam started?
Well, the thing is that the problem with religions, what they do is they basically retrofit. They basically retrofit it back over, don't they?
So I'll explain when it started.
Well, like I've spoken to some Muslims and they say Adam, and some Muslims say Abraham.
No Muslim would say Abraham.
I've known Muslims who said Abraham.
I'll tell you. So we believe that the religion of Islam is the religion of all the prophets and messengers.
Yes, I know what you
that
mean.
includes that includes Adam. So no Muslim who's got knowledge would say that it started with Abraham, not Adam. It started with the first man. Because what? What is Islam? Do you know what Islam means?
Well, it's the thing of God, isn't it?
No. So Islam means to submit or to surrender to
That's
God,
what I mean.
right?
Yeah.
To submit to the will of
Yeah,
God.
that's what I mean.
Whatever God tells us to do,
I
we
didn't
do.
remember the word submit,
Yeah,
but
no problem. No problem. So from the beginning, it may have not been called Islam, but this concept of submission to God was.
That's retrofitting. Well, that's sort of like retrofitting. No, it's like, for example.
How?
Well, it's like, for example, if right, so that's like saying if something existed today,
Yeah.
right, and if something existed 200 years ago,
Yeah.
right, the thing which is created today, you can't suddenly, for example, it's the equivalent of saying, oh well, we think we are all, I don't know, Sumerians. You can't really retrofit history. You can't say, you can't say, well, we think that everybody was like Sumerian, well, Sumerians, in the same way.
Allah tells us in the Quran that they were all upon Hanif, right, which is like Islamic monotheism. Monotheism, all right. So if we forget the name, one second, Warren, let me finish because I've let you speak. If we forget the name, just the whole concept and idea of worshipping and submitting to one God is the practice of all the prophets and messengers.
So 3,000 years, better part of 3,000 years.
So what? I don't see what the problem is. If I say that there is a running theme of worshipping one God, one creator, one God throughout time, what's the problem with that?
But it wasn't.
You haven't given me evidence to prove that.
But the idea of the belief in one God started not exactly coming to the end of evolution, but it started when originally, when the world, for thousands of years, for 2,000 or 3,000 years, they believed in a whole bunch of gods. There were pantheons, and there were loads of them, dozens of them, even in Arabian Peninsula.
So are you saying?
Like, there were loads of them, and there were loads of them in the known world.
So are you saying that before that time, they didn't believe in one God? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, they didn't.
I'm asking you, is that what you're telling me? Is that what
Well, that's true because they didn't.
So is that what
That's a fact.
Is that what you're saying?
That's a fact.
So when did monotheism become the norm? Or, sorry, not the norm, when did monotheism begin, according to you?
More or less started with the idea of the Jewish person.
So Abraham, is that what you're saying? At the time of Abraham? Or Moses?
To me those are stories.
So I'm asking you.
But the stories.
Okay, so when did monotheism begin? Is what my question is.
It started in some of the later Egyptian. It started in some of the.
How many years are we talking? How many years are we talking now?
Probably.
But how do you believe about this whole universe and everything? Do you believe that it just came from nothing, chance?
Well, that's what you believe.
No, I'm asking what you believe.
Well, I believe no, it doesn't. I believe in a variant of evolution. Evolution is not perfect,
right?
But I believe in a variant of evolution.
So you believe that this whole universe has just evolved?
Yes.
Do you believe? Is it a Big Bang you believe in?
The Big Bang is a bit of a misnomer, but yes.
Okay, so.
But the Big Bang doesn't literally mean a Big Bang. It's a metaphor.
Tell me. I want to know what you believe. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking what is it that you believe?
Sort of, yes.
So.
But a Big Bang isn't literally a Big Bang.
Break it down for me.
A Big Bang is a metaphor.
Break it down for me.
Well, to put it to ridiculously simplify it, I suppose, the Big Bang, it's about the singularity, the idea that everything was compressed, but that does not necessarily mean that there wasn't another universe before that. The idea, the concept, the idea, which is a bit of a misnomer, the idea that the Big Bang sort of created.
Forget about the misnomer. I just want to know what you believe, mate.
Well, that's.
So you believe there was a universe before, and that it became a singularity, and then it became another universe. Is that
Just to simplify it, yes.
right? So that universe that was there before, what was before that? Was that a singularity, and that became a? Is that an infinite thing that's continued to happen? What's your?
It probably started at some point in the past.
Right.
But you're talking about probably tens of billions.
I don't
of
care
years.
when. I don't care when. So do you believe there was a starting point for it?
At some point in the past, it probably was.
Right. How did that thing begin?
That thing created by.
Itself? Did it create itself, or did?
No, it didn't create itself.
Right.
It created through things like mass. It created to a certain extent electricity.
So was electricity before? How did that all come?
Well, electricity, it's like nature, isn't it?
So how did it all come?
Well, I've
You're
already
saying.
said
So you're saying it was created by mass electricity. Where did these things come from? Mass electricity come from? I'm just trying to get my head around it more than anything else, Warren.
They came and they developed from natural processes, I suppose.
Okay, so you believe the whole universe is everything that we have is a cause of natural processes.
Yes.
Right. Are those
Alive
natural?
rather than for dead.
It's what? Sorry.
But yes, yes.
Right. So do those natural processes? Do they have consciousness? Were they by chance? Were they by chance?
Consciousness.
Did they willfully create?
No.
So it's chance?
No, it wasn't by pure chance. There doesn't need to be somebody to actually physically.
I didn't say they did. I'm asking you because you're saying you believe in hydrogen atoms.
Well, that's my explanation.
Okay, so where did hydrogen atoms come from? Have they always been there, or is something? Did you see what I mean? I'm just trying to work out what your belief is.
Well, originally there were probably some earlier versions, but yes.
Okay, and where did the earlier versions come from?
Earlier versions in that.
And where did the
earlier versions in that?
And
earlier
infinity
versions in that.
ad infinitum? Is that what you're saying?
To a certain extent.
Why certain extent? Give me definitives, please, if you can.
Originally, the probably. Again, they evolved from natural. It's just that you won't. It's just that because of what you're saying is you just won't accept what I'm saying.
I'm not accepting or rejecting. I'm just asking you where do you say it from?
No matter. I know the tactic.
I've got no tactic. I've got no tactic. I've got no tactic.
Of course, it's a tactic.
No. Because I'm not going to convince you, and I don't mind.
Because all you're saying is whatever before that. Because no matter what I say.
But that's my point.
Because my argument is no matter what I say.
Exactly. Okay. You're going to have something else.
Beforehand.
You're going to have something else that created that.
Yes.